Welcome back, everybody. So I'm trying to hold my phone sideways now. See if this alleviates some of the complaints. You guys tell me if you like this better or worse or whatever than me holding my phone the other way. But don't leave that as the only topic of discussion on comments, because that'll drive me nuts. But just drop a line if you think it's better. Alright, Monday night on Staff Sergeant Badass's Step 1 Survival podcast. Me and a few other preppers in our community, some buddies of mine, were having a friendly disagreement about what brand of multi-tool that we carry and what we prefer. So I figured I'd throw a video out there on some of the ones that I own, just a couple. First off, no matter what, get a multi-tool. If you're a prepper, survivalist, get one, keep one in your bug-up bag. I don't care if it's an El Cheapo $5 Walmart one. Obviously, that shouldn't be your first choice, but if that's all you can afford, it's better than nothing. Alright, get one. Bottom line, you need to have a multi-tool. Alright, starting off, this is the Gerber suspension. I have this because I got it on sale around Christmas time. I think I paid $25 for it at Home Depot, something like that. This seems to be pretty popular. A lot of people talk about this one and like this one. What I like about it, it's fairly small. I like the spring-loaded pliers. I can use in one hand. What I don't like about it is just about everything else. Alright, it's cool that it's got all the tools. I'm doing this one hand, guys, because I'm filming with the other. On the outside, I don't like the way this fits in my hand. I think it's uncomfortable. But I don't think any multi-tool fits comfortably in your hand. That's my opinion, so I guess it's not for comfort. Okay, it's cool that some of them open one-handed, but look how tiny that blade is. I mean, it's sharp, but it's freaking tiny. And the locking mechanism, I always need to use two hands to close it. Maybe I'm just weak. I mean, I know I'm not weak, but hey, maybe I'm weaker than somebody else. What else I hate about it? And I hate this on a lot of multi-tools these days. The Phillips screwdriver is going to this flat, junky, cheap-ass piece of crap. Flat Phillips. This thing don't work in 3/4 of Phillips screws I've ever tried to use it on. So, whatever. Alright? I mean, it is kind of cool that they got the outside attachments. You know, I mean, everything's on the outside. I mean, it's got... I get it. The idea is everything's supposed to be smaller. It's just more compact multi-tool, but I don't like compact. I like function. But it's alright for the money. I keep it as a backup in my bug-out bag, my main bug-out bag. You know, it's a good suspension. It's good suspension. Yeah, right. Good Gerber suspension. It's a good value for what you're getting for your money. Between 20 and 30 bucks when you get it. You're getting a decent multi-tool, right? I can't say hate on it completely, but I don't think it's far from my favorite. All right, my number one would be my Leatherman. I'm a Leatherman guy. Leatherman Super Tool 200. I paid about 60 bucks for this quite a few years ago. I've had this thing at least 15 years. Alright. This thing, yes, it's not spring loaded. It takes two hands to use the pliers. Okay, but I've had this thing forever and it's never broke. It's never broke. I mean, this thing has got, look at the size of this blade. And I know it's sharp because I cut myself on it all the time. And it does lock into place. It's got a locking mechanism. And a fairly easy to use locking mechanism that I could do with one hand. Yeah, the tools aren't, you can't open them with one hand, you need two hands. But hey, let me tell you something, the Gerber suspension, you're only opening the two outer tools with one hand, everything else is going to take you two hands pretty much. Right, but I mean look, I'll show you why I don't like compact multi-tools. I'm going to show you right now why. See the blade difference? This is way more useful than that. Way more useful than this little midget. Alright, if you're a circus midget, I hope I'm not offending any circus midgets, then go ahead, go for the Gerber suspension as your number one choice. Again, I have to say, it's not bad for the money, but hey. Alright, and check this out. You got on this, look at this file. I mean, this thing is amazing. It's basic, but it's got all the stuff you need. I mean, look at the size of that file. I mean, as you can see, I've used the file a lot. And it's still kicking. It's still filing. Alright. That's that. Oh, whoa. Best part about this that you don't see this that much anymore these days. Check that out. An actual Phillips screwdriver. Actual number 2 Phillips. That works. You can actually drive screws with it. Unlike that Gerber flat piece of crap. Look at that. Actual screwdriver. Yeah. As opposed to the freaking suspensions. Look. Look, actual screwdriver. I don't know why they even call it a Phillips. It's a joke. Alright. Suspension out of the way. Good for the money. Leatherman Super Tool 200. Had it forever. There are better other Leathermans out there. There's the Rebar and the Wave. Those are great also. I'm a basics kind of guy when it comes to my EDC. So this is my EDC. It's got all the basics I need. It's got a big serrated blade. Right. It's nice and sharp. I know that I've cut myself, like I said, on these things in the past. Right. It's got a nice saw. And I've heard people, I think Staff Sergeant said he broke a saw on him. There's a lot of them, I don't know if it was a rebar or what, but I've never broken this saw and it's seen a lot of use. Right. Sometimes basic is best. The less fancy, the better. Now, to contradict what I just said... Oh, sorry, some stuff in my way here. This is the most expensive multi-tool I have. This cost me about $230. Now, before you guys yell at me for spending $230 on a multi-tool, this thing, first of all, if you want to use this as a weapon itself, it's so heavy you could throw this at somebody and probably knock him out if you hit him in the head. This is military grade, and real military, probably better than military grade. This is the Leatherman Mutt EOD. Alright? And there's the Leatherman Mutt and there's the Mutt EOD. And in case some of you out there who don't know what EOD stands for, it's a military term. It means Explosive Ordnance Disposal. And basically this was designed for people in the field who more or less per se work with explosives, you know, setting them up, deploying them, and disposing of them. So there's a lot of stuff on here the average person is not going to need or know how to use. But that being said, I'm not going to get into all what I know and don't know, but we are going to talk about this a little bit. I mentioned this quickly in my Molly vest video once before. Again, this is super rugged. It's got some kind of coating on it. They claim that withstands everything. It's supposed to never rust. Okay, here you got you see that blade in there? They claim that's sharp enough to cut through most webbing and strapping, which I'm sure it is. I've cut through some strapping with it. Alright. On the outside, one hand open, we got a nice, this locking mechanism. This is incredible. Everything locks tight. A nice partially serrated blade. One hand open, one hand closed. Okay, other side. Like I said, guys, bear with me because I'm using one hand to film. Real nice saw, razor sharp. Alright. Now this multi-tool I haven't used for a lot of things yet. I have used it, but I keep this for a specific purpose, and its purpose is not EDC. Okay. Now let's open this up. Now these are as heavy duty pliers as you can get. Now, like I said, it's got a lot of features on here that a lot of average person will not need or know what to do with. But we'll go over it. We got some replaceable Harding cutting jaw pliers. See the cutting jaws? They're replaceable, which I think is really cool. This here, in case you're wondering, is a blasting cap crimper. Alright. Now, you see all these little funky things on here. This here is a punch. It's actually meant to be worked with explosives, but it can function as a multi-use punch. This here is threaded, threads off. You can use that to attach your brass gun cleaning rods too. That's what that's for. Alright. For those of you who are wondering, get this out of the way now. This brass blade right here, that's a carbon scraper. That's just scraping the inside of your gun and not damaging your firearm. By the way, this piece back here also will function as a bolt override tool if you're working with an AR or an M16 or something along those lines, depending on where you live and what your rules are, but that's what that will help function as. I'm a little tired, so if my video is dragging on, I'm sorry. Try to make this not too much longer here. Alright. On the tip here, you notice it's got a little Phillips screwdriver. That comes out, and it's got a flattened Phillips. Okay? And that slides back in there. Alright? So, now you've seen that. Okay. Now, let's see if I'm not going to pull all these things out because it just don't feel like it. But you see here, there's a Phillips here, and there's a slot on this end. And on this side here, there's two different size Torx on this flat piece right in here. Now those slide out, and they slide in. I'll show you guys in a second where they slide into. Okay, and those slide right into here, so you can use them. See a little symbol right there, so if you can see it. There you go. They slide in there, and this becomes your handle for your screwdrivers. Now, those sizes they give you are specific to work with certain kinds of firearms, so you can do certain adjustments in the field. All right, so that's an overall synopsis of this. There's other uses for it, other things it has. I'm not going to spend forever getting into it. I'm too tired. But it's about $230 if you guys want to spend that type of money. But if you don't know how to use a lot of these things, this is not something that's worth it for the average person to spend that much money on. I wanted it for certain reasons. It goes on my Molly vest, and I have it for certain purposes. Again, not for the average person. All right. Now, other good multi-tool that if you want something with more features, like I said, I'm a basic is best from an EDC. But if you want something with more features, you can go with the Leatherman rebar is probably the next best one I'd recommend. But I heard a lot of people claim that things break on it. Had this forever, never broke. So again, I'm a Leatherman, not a Gerber kind of guy. Gerber does have one of the one-handed opening, like out the front type of things. You know, Gerber makes their own version of this type of multi-tool, but their EOD multi-tool I think is pretty chintzy as far as I'm concerned, but it is military grade as well, so they say. But I'm not hating on Gerber. I like Gerber knives a lot. I like Gerber hatchets and some of their survival tools and gear, but I'm not a big fan of Gerber multi-tools. So that's that. Oh, again, let's get back to this real quick. This is, like I said, El Cheapo Walmart, American Camper, so this is before pre-Ozark Trail Walmart. But if you only have on a real pencil spaghetti thin budget, you can go with something like this. It's not the greatest in the world. It will probably break under any type of real use, heavy use, but they do kind of snap into place. They kind of lock, no real locking mechanism, but you know, do kind of lock in. You've got Phillips. You got whatever this thing is. I think this is supposed to be a saw or a fish scaler with a ruler on it. I don't know. But, you know, it's got a bottle opener, screwdrivers. You know, it's got a decent blade. It's actually pretty crappy, but, you know, a little sharp. You put an edge on it, probably dull down fast. But hey, I mean, you know, for $5-6, if you want a shoestring budget, get yourself some kind of multi-tool, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. There's no shame in starting out cheap, guys. If you got to start out cheap, and by the way, this even has a regular Phillips screwdriver. This piece of garbage doesn't have one. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Gerber multi-tool fans. But I'm sorry, anything that has a flat, fake-ass screwdriver is useless to me. This has got, even this cheap old $5 Walmart one's got a screwdriver that's better than this. Probably would break before this one would, but at least it will turn a screw. But again, no shame in going cheap if that's what you can afford. Everybody's got to start out somewhere, and if you only got $5-6 to work with, you get something like this. Sometimes they even come with a little El Cheapo folder knife. Hey, why not? 2 for the price of 1, right? But you know, hey, I wouldn't recommend it as your first bet. But if all you got is a couple bucks, there you go. At least you got a multi-tool in your bag. All right, guys, that's it. All my Gerber loving multi-tool lovers are gonna hate this video. My Leatherman guys will love this video. Maybe everybody in between. Who the hell knows? Alright, that's it. I've rambled on for 15 minutes. I'm done. Leave some comments below. Love you guys. Stay strong. Stay safe. God bless. See you on the next one.